Wizards of the Coast starting off 2023 with not having learned a thing in 2022 about PR. And in this case, I mean Mark Rosewater going out and making comments to the player base, talking about making the company worth $1 billion now is the best year they've ever had. How out of touch are they with the player base of Magic the Gathering? Whoever does the PR at Wizards of the Coast needs to be fired at this point. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here. Thanks again for hanging out with me on the channel today, the place where conversation lives for Magic the Gathering. Mark Rosewater, the lead game designer for Magic the Gathering, or whoever's in charge of that account, whatever intern they've assigned to follow the company line by doing what he's supposed to do, put this out there, and I want to share it with you guys and read it before we start discussing what it means. Much of Magic's success over the years has come from us trying new things. Most of the time, those new things were initially met with a lot of concern, and change is fundamentally scary. It's always been my job to explain why we're doing what we're doing. I'm not trying to be aloof or glib. I'm trying to be forward with all of you. I'm giving you a behind-the-scenes glance at what we're up to. The majority of the time, the new idea pans out and works well for the game, but not always. Sometimes we try something and it fails. When that happens, we adjust to try something else. We're a business. We have no motives to do things that don't work. If our current approach is fundamentally flawed, that will come out, and I promise we will do something different. The metric of success though won't be volume of internet chatter. It will be the metrics we look at: play numbers, sales numbers, digital numbers, social media metrics, market research, etc. So far, for the last 3 years, the metrics have not just been good, but the best we've ever seen. This year, Magic made over $1 billion, something we've never done before. And I work many years into the future. I'm super proud and excited about the amazing Magic designs coming your way. None of this to say that I'm ignoring people are saying. I hear that many are voicing that there's too much product being made. That's why I made my post, to explain why there's so much product. It's not going to be done without careful thought. We want Magic to be healthy, not just for the present, but also for the future. So we have a lot to unpack with the conversation we've just seen, with the answer provided by Mark Rosewater, or whoever's in charge of the account, because the more I read that, I'm probably sure you feel the same way, he did not write that response. That seems like a legalese or an HR response, the company line. It definitely doesn't seem like someone who is a lead game designer who wrote something on their own and popped it up there. The wording doesn't seem right. I myself have had to deflect those kind of things in my profession where I've had to write kind of letters and conversations like that. And it definitely comes from that HR background of how you're putting your tone out there. So to me, it doesn't seem like he's writing his own stuff, obviously. It may be his face on the picture, but to me, it just, in my opinion, he's not there. Okay, it's not him answering, it's somebody else. So if you think you're actually talking to him, I think we're in for some disappointment there. But hey, I could be wrong. Things can happen. I can be incorrect. But now, when we break down that part of the conversation, where it says why they explain things and how they try new things out and it's scary. That's them trying to almost say to you, it's scary right now, but it's going to get easier. Don't worry. You're going to be more understanding of what we're trying to get across to you. No, you're trying to get more money from the player base, and you're trying to find new ways of getting that money by broadening the product base and, sneakily putting little bits of product placement from other formats. I'm putting some commander cards in this draft box. I put a little bit over here in a commander deck. I put some more. You're spreading out the seeds in the most popular format to make us buy all the different things to get to the cards we actually care about. That's interesting. That whole thing about being scared. Now, when things flop or fail and them saying they're going to pivot, they will fix it, they'll correct it. They don't want the game to fail. That's true. Okay, I actually believe that. When they say, when things don't work, we try something else, they definitely do. They know how to pivot, and they pivot well when they're required to. So with all the failures we've seen now, I get it. They're going to make some changes. And that will happen. I have no doubt about that. That seems like a very honest piece of the answer being there, even though they probably wish they didn't have to write that. Now, he also makes the comment about being the last 3 years' metrics were not only good, they were the best they've ever had. You're right, because people believed in what you were doing. We enjoyed the products, and even though we felt the hype train was kind of getting off track and we were being oversaturating the market, players played along right up until the 30th anniversary, the catalyst that is now their downfall. But the thing I found most disturbing to me, coming in the comments from the company, because I really don't believe it was Rosewater, is this part right here. For the last 3 years, the metrics have not just been good, they are the best we've ever seen. Magic made over $1 billion, something we've never done before. Does that seem like something a lead game designer would say? Other than the fact he gets to keep his job because he's making the game popular and doing good mechanics, is that something that the person would say? No. You're not there to brag and put people's fingers in it saying, look how successful our company is. It's $1 billion company. No, that is not. Maybe Chris Cox would say that. Maybe Cynthia Williams, for as long as she has the job, but not the lead game designer. It seems like bragging rights, like almost like you're trying to stoke the anger of the people around you. Poke the bear with a little stick and see what happens. Guys, this just seems so far off the mark and out of touch with what the player base is feeling. They can call it internet chatter all they want. I don't care if it's 20,000 Magic players complaining. That's still 20,000 Magic players. Just because a lot of people don't use the internet and don't know what's going on, have no clue what's going on in Magic the Gathering, doesn't mean it's not happening. Even 20,000 players matters. Even 200,000, even 1 million, even 5 million. It doesn't matter what metrics they're using. They're losing players, not gaining. I don't care if they're talking about 5,000 players who are super negative and filling up all the comment section, all the chat boards and talking on Reddit. That's still 5,000. And those 5,000 have friends. And now it's 10,000, it's 15,000, it's 20,000. Why do you think your 30th anniversary didn't sell? Your PR sucks. Whoever's coaching you, tell them to give me a call. We'll work something out. I'll charge a lot less and you'll get better results. But this, it just starts off 2023 to me with a bad aftertaste of 2022. Like, really? You had to make those comments instead of sticking to maybe some game design questions and stuff? I don't know what to tell you guys. It just seems insulting to me. I know it's not a super long video, but I needed to get this out there and let you know, like, I just don't think this is something that that person's actually saying, number one. I do think they're going to change things around. That'll take time. They realize they probably made a mistake and have to pivot. And bragging on past triumphs of the last 3 years does not set the tone going forward for the players you're hoping to entice to buy your products. So we'll see where everything falls in the future. Thanks for hanging out with me. Let's get that Magic conversation going. Let me know what you guys think after reading that stuff. I'll put a link inside the description in case you want to go check it out yourself and see some of the comments people were saying, and we'll see how things turn out in this conversation. Big thank you to all the wonderful people out there hitting that subscribe button, watching my content each and every day, joining in those conversations with me, and of course to my regular viewers who tune in each and every day, and the Patreon supporters who make it all happen. Thanks again, guys. Thanks for being here. Let's see what craziness happens in the world of Magic. I hope you're having an awesome day. We'll see you all tomorrow. Hey guys, a big shout out and thank you to all the fantastic patrons on my channel. This channel is not sponsored by anybody but my patrons. So thanks again to those wonderful people for making these videos possible each and every day. Have a great one.